two numeration comma,
Oh.
and then the second
Okay.
level I want to say.
Yes.
So
gotcha.
in that way, we can have different levels of the meaning in one sentence. It can be concise, it can be short, but you can express yourself completely in that way.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because English punctuation don't have that. Many students just puzzle, like me. I don't know how to just separate my different meanings in one sentence. So I have to use
Separate sentences.
that. Yes, separate sentence,
Right.
or I use that,
Start a subordinate clause.
which or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that sentence.
That
I'm
explains
still-
so much.
That explains so many subordinate clauses in the sentences, y'all.
I'm still
It does.
confused. What exactly does that comma do?
It takes the place of which or
You know, we use
that.
like comma or semicolon in larger lists with a smaller list in it. I think it's a hierarchy of phrases. Somewhat like that. The enumeration column is like for lists of things.
So
Like
we'll
the
go
example
with
here.
Flowers, leaves.
Yeah, it distinctly forgetting to pick flowers, leaves, and fruit.
As opposed to the kind of comma that separates clauses.
Right.
Oh.
So use that. We don't have the objects.
Oh.
I mean subjects. Is that subject?
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
we don't
Yeah.
use subject objects,
I
and we
think
don't.
so.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like you were saying, like for a
And we don't
PowerPoint,
use and.
if she
You
had
don't
like
use
five,
what?
We don't use and.
And at all.
so if she had like
Not
five
at
things
all.
on
We
the
don't
page, she took
always
one
use and.
enumeration
You
column,
don't always,
and then
for
there's
instance,
like
not in a
flowers,
list
leaves,
of
fruit,
things
flowers,
like
and
that.
then the main column.
There's no
Right.
and necessary.
No.
Two.
Like
That explains some things too.
Yeah.
Oh.
That just that
So,
enumeration
like the Western
comma
column,
tells
the
you.
large portion.
mhm.
Oh,
So
okay.
punctuation is really important because
Yeah, man.
it
Comma
takes
save lives.
takes charge of some of the articles, some of the words.
Yes, look at the,
We don't have
see
or
after
and.
fruit. See after fruit, what's happening there is you're changing it to dig. And so there's a regular comma there, but the R2 is not in there, obviously.
Are any of them more common? Because I've only seen the full stop before. I haven't seen the enumerator comma.
That one can be a full stop.
Okay.
Because it has what's that called?
Exclamation point,
Yeah,
question mark.
exclamation mark. It because it wanna
It's in punctuation.
people pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So it has that
Huh.
mark. But for the normal use, we can use a full stop.
So y'all,
Oh, okay, so an exclamation point is not necessarily for an exclamatory statement like ouch,
It's just
but it's
right.
pay attention to
Pay
this.
attention.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
so it's not used as much as we use it.
Right, because that is a sign. It's just like stop sign. You have to
Okay,
pay
now,
people attention.
where does that sentence start? Pointed out to me the
Start.
first word and it goes,
It doesn't have object.
okay.
Is object start?
No, subject is the start.
So it doesn't have.
So it doesn't have an it. It just really has forbidden to
that-
pick.
The neglected subject is you. You are forbidden to.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
That's why it translates to it is strictly. Actually, it should be you are strictly forbidden to. But it's neglected you because if you put you, it kind of like claims somebody.
Right.
It's not.
So it's kind of like, do not do this. In English, we assume there's the you there.
We call it the understood you, and you're calling it the
Imperative
neglected
sentence.
you. Isn't that a different?
Yeah.
The naming of you understood.
Uh-huh.
Because what we're saying is, it is just understood that you goes there, but we don't write it, and you're actually, in Chinese, you're pointing out that it is not there.
That is kind of like the perfect written English for a sign. It doesn't have any first or second person. It's third person. And
Oh, that's perfect then.
yeah, you cannot say, I don't want you to step
Right.
on the flowers. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't say it like that
Don't.
way.
Uh-huh.
Don't walk on, keep off grass.
And it's a little flower, that's neat. That's an attractive sign. I've been telling you
The
not to
gardener,
do something.
the gardener over here, that's a
You know,
pretty
our
sign.
signs that tell you not to do something or slash through it or stop.
say they're Germanic.
Yes, get Marin in here, come on, Marin, tell us about the German science. All right.
Well, yeah, but now it's kind of like 10 years ago we can use that, but that is just an example. I have to say, recently we have a lot of this kind of stuff
Oh,
on the
not
dress.
slash through.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's more
they're
vivid,
being
actually.
Americanized.
It's more
Ableism.
interesting. Well, in that way, people will pay attention more. So,
It's not so nice.
yeah. Because sometimes when people are really, don't have common sense, they will make mistakes about that. So they don't really use that anymore.
Okay.
Stupidity knows no boundaries.
No. Sometimes you can just be too nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's next, girl? Y'all got any more questions on this?
No, it's a lot.
That is, everybody
Yeah.
knows
We
it.
know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a student do
Sometimes
that.
I do the same actually. When I'm really just exhausted, I don't know how to write an essay, maybe it's a finance essay or something. I just don't want to.
Finance.
So I write in Chinese and then translate it word by word in English, and then just, yeah.
Right. You don't use a translator anymore, though, do you? You don't.
Yeah, I just know I use the translator.
Yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't sit down and write it in Chinese and then try
Oh,
to.
no, I don't use that.
We've seen that happen, though.
Sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
My
that's,
students
It's
today even
normal.
admit to it.
It's normal. I mean, it's desperation. That's
Yeah, I
what
think
you
that
do.
is
Jason, you could talk about this from today's tutoring appointment,
Yeah.
can't you?
well, I think that is due to the bad learning habits. Well, but that was maybe formed when they were in elementary school.
It was okay.
So it's so hard for you to, want to make any change on the personal habit.
Like,
It's
try.
hard, yeah. I mean, you can just tell them it's not okay, it's not good, but yeah, you cannot really make any big
Yeah.
change on it.
One thing that somebody did last year was to actually write down a sentence in English and then go to Bing and translate it into,
Oh,
what
man.
language does Reg speak? Thai?
Rich, ZHURUIQI, do you know him, Arwen?
No, I don't think
His last name is ZHURUI. I think it's Chinese, because
is?
it is. You know Rach, yeah. It's Chinese, yeah.
And we actually showed him, that you just can't use Bing.
What you grinning about, Arwen?
It's interesting.